you'll note that I'll be logged in up here as Richard Brady. Richard is a marketing analyst for Contoso, who, among other things, is responsible for this product marketing subside of the intranet. I've got a lot of things to show you, so I'm going to jump right into these end user enhancements by clicking into that product marketing section. One of the pieces of feedback that we heard for end users was that we needed to make it much more easy for people like Richard to get into a site, to customize that site, and to make it their own. We do that with SharePoint 2010 right out of the gate. If I come up here and select the Edit button, bam, right up top, I'll be presented with the ribbon. And you'll see that ribbon come up and contextually provide me with all of the different applications and the different features that I can select. Now we know that people like Richard like to come in and they like to first just begin to customize the site by changing things like the title. Again, this is my product marketing team site. So I'll change that title. And then I'm going to come along and I can also come and change the font. What's really nice about my ability to do this is you can see the live preview at work here right on the glass. And so I get a sense for what this will look like when I'm finished. I'll choose one of my favorite fonts and it will apply it. Now, one of the really nice things about a new team site in SharePoint 2010 is that we've taken the best of wikis and combined that with the best of SharePoint. For instance, you can see please read product overview first isn't very actionable, but we may want to use the wiki syntax to go ahead and make that a link. I'll start that out and immediately SharePoint 2010 is going to recognize what I'm doing and it's going to offer up the content that's available for me here in this team site. I'm going to click on the lists. Take me down to my shared documents, and then I can find that product overview that I'm looking for. I'll pipe it out and end up the product overview link. Again, people who are familiar with editing and wikis will love this capability because it won't only be for someone like Richard, but for all the team members who have permissions to come in and make changes to the site. The last thing that we know that end users like to do is to go ahead and just change the picture. It's a stock photograph, for goodness sake. That's not my team. You'll see that as I click on the picture up top, that just as Tom mentioned about the ribbon, that we get contextual information. We can see that we can design this picture, and I can actually change the picture. One really nice thing here is that I don't have to have pictures in my picture library like we did in the previous version of SharePoint, but instead can come down and choose from my computer. I'll go ahead and choose that from my computer, and there's a picture of my team. I'll insert that in. And SharePoint, knowing what I'm trying to do, will go ahead and upload that to my digital asset library and then make the change. I don't want us to get big heads. Looks great. So I'm going to resize it, and you can see just right on the glass, we get the feel of how this is going to end up when I click back to save. So there we go. Richard's been able to come in and make quick changes, and now he's starting to like the look and feel of the site. I can come back here to the page, be offered the ability to save, and voila, I'm back to what my page actually will look like for the next visitor. Now, as soon as I start to like the look and feel, one of the things that users turn their attention to is documents, the content that's stored in the site. We're going to click down into the shared documents here and get a sense for how the user experience has changed. Over the years, people have had higher and higher expectations for web applications. They want a user experience that doesn't require lots of page refreshes, but instead feels very fluid. And you'll see that that's the case here. I'm going to click on this email marketing findings just once, and immediately, there we go. The ribbon coming back up, this time with a whole new set of commands. No page refresh, but just showing me what's available. I can add a new document, upload the document. If I continue down and select a number of different documents, now I can use the checkout button here to perform an operation that before couldn't be done on multiple documents very easily, and when it was, required lots of page refreshes. Watch down here, and what you'll see is as I hit checkout, it will ask me to confirm, and then down the icons here, it's going to go ahead and make those changes. System will work, and there we go. Again, a very fluid experience that users expect to have as they edit in the next generation of something like SharePoint.